the EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at the eppodcast.com.
And I'm so happy to be back at my 9-foot homemade oak bar in my basement.
In the air conditioning.
In Evergreen Park, in the air conditioning with the bar signs on and the flickering lights. And we've got a good show. We've got a really, really nice 30 minutes of good that is the Evergreen Podcast this week. After being out a day in the park 2 weeks ago, and if you missed that show, by all means, check it out. Plenty of guests, including the mayor, James Sexton, stopping by. And I'm hoping for a longer talk with him sometime in the near future, but that's a good one. And then the parade. Did you hear the parade one? You missed it.
I was not able to go to the parade.
I know, because you had the dental thing. You missed the parade, but I don't know if you've heard the parade episode yet. Totally worth going back and listening to. More guests in that half hour than we've ever had on the EP podcast in one show. Like people just stopping. I've got a great parade story I'm going to share today. We are going to have Nicki Seidl down here from the EP Library and also the Chamber of Commerce. There's all kinds of things going on. She's going to be on this week and next week. So we've got stuff going on there. I am taking a trip to the farmer's market. So that is coming up in this show as well. There is much to do ahead. But tell me about your experience, because you've got a doozy.
So when we bought our house last year, there was a 24-foot above ground pool.
Right, you're having the adult
Huge.
party.
Yes, I'm having the adult party.
You're trying to get me to figure out how to make drinks that you've drank at other places.
Yes, I am.
You went to 3 Dots in a Dash downtown, and they do all the tropical drinks.
Right, the tiki drinks.
You're now trying to figure out how they make their drinks so you can make them at your party.
Yes.
And you came to me.
Yes, I did.
Trying to figure it out because you're like, this guy drinks a lot.
Yes.
He should be able to figure this out. Okay, so we've talked about the fact you're having an adult party, which I can't wait for. That's coming up this week. So tell me what happened.
So we're setting up the pool. This is a week ago from this past Sunday, and it was sweltering hot outside. The pool was in dilapidated condition, had to get the liner ripped out, and the railings ripped up, and new liner put in. So it was just hot and sticky outside. Finally get the liner in. About 4 o'clock in the afternoon, about 2 inches of water starting to fill up the pool. We're in the pool trying to smooth out the bottom of the liner, thinking, the end is in sight. And then these black, dark clouds start rolling in.
The massive storm.
Yes.
Yes.
So it was just me and our buddy there because my husband and our other friend had gone to the store to get some more supplies. So we're thinking, oh, good, rain, it'll help fill up the pool. Well, the monsoon comes, and then the gust of wind, like the 50-mile-an-hour gust of wind, which doesn't sound like a big deal until you realize that the pool is, warping every time the wind blows because there's not enough water inside to hold the walls
right,
up.
Right, because all it is just thin metal.
That's all it is.
Right.
And the walls
and that was a wicked storm because we were up north when that storm started, and we had tornado sirens and had to seek shelter. So that was a wicked storm, and then it eventually got to the south side. But we were up at the Train Museum for Nicki's 4th birthday. We took him to the Illinois Train Museum. But that I know that storm was rough that day.
It was rough. So I just hear our friend start yelling, "Bad juju, bad juju." That's what he says when things are getting really messed up. And I turned around and the pool walls are buckling, and he's got his arms spread out as far as he can trying to hold the pool walls up. And I'm like, oh crap. So I run. I'm on the other side trying to hold the pool wall up, and we are just getting pelted with rain coming in sideways. Can't even open our eyes. The wind is blowing. We're holding the pool up against the wind. This is going on for about 10 minutes, and then the lightning and thunder starts. And we're just standing there. We're staring at each other, like across the pool, and we kind of lock eyes like we're saying, it's been good. You've been a good friend.
To your friend?
Yeah.
Not your husband.
No.
Your husband was there too.
No, he wasn't. He missed all this.
He left you.
Yes.
So you're with the friend.
Yes. Oh, come on, Chris.
I'm just saying.
Him and Tony went to the store.
You're sharing this moment, and you're like, this is how I'm going to die.
Yes.
In a pool with some dude.
Outside the pool.
You were outside the pool.
Yes.
Was he in the pool?
No, we were both outside the pool trying to hold the wall up.
You're holding the metal wall during a storm.
Yes.
You're stupid.
And we were just kind of silently looking at each other as far as we could open our eyes.
Why would you hold the metal wall during the storm?
We were not starting over. After what we'd been through that day,
but
we
you
were not
holding
starting over.
A big sheet of metal
yes.
with water
yes.
And rain and lightning.
And wind.
And wind.
Yes.
Why?
Over 15 minutes.
This is how people die, Hannah.
Well, that's you being a former 911.
For any young people listening,
you would
Hannah
have
was
a fit.
dumb. What? This is not a good thing. You really?
This is the trouble I went through to get that pool up.
The things you'll go through to have an adult party.
The things I will go through. But you know what? After it was over, I did have the biggest adrenaline rush.
Well, yeah, because you did something really dumb and you almost died.
I felt like Lieutenant Dan in Forrest Gump when he's on the shrimp boat.
Right.
When the hurricane is
he
coming in.
He wanted to die, though, remember? It is time once again for your EP Word on the Street. Here's what's going on in Evergreen Park that you need to know about. The Evergreen Park Boys Club, that's the Little League that plays over at Duffy Park, hosted this past weekend the Cal Ripken 10 and Under State Tournament. But the 13 and Under Babe Ruth Tournament happens at Evergreen Park High School this weekend. It starts actually on the 17th, runs through the 21st. The winner advances to Janesville, Wisconsin. Those of you with kids that will be attending in a District 124 school, open enrollment for the 2019-2020 school year is open. Parents should already have received emailed information, but if you have not or you have questions, email registration@d124.org. And if you're looking for entertainment for some sort of gathering, Double Nickel and Chorus, an entertaining group of chorus singers, are now available and can be booked through the Evergreen Park Office of Citizen Services. And they're a volunteer group, so they go by donations. Give a call, 708-422-8776 for more information. And finally, there is another big event coming up this week. Are you excited? Are you going to be there this coming Thursday? Unidad, 1 year anniversary?
Yes.
You're going to be there, right?
Yes.
All right. They're right there in between Turner and Homan on 95th Street on the south side of the street. And they have an amazing patio. We were on the patio just recently.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Me, you, and Erica hanging out. After Dana Park, we actually went there.
Yes.
You know, the coolest thing about that patio is they have a patio bar that's set up. And they also have like a lounge. It's really cool. It's like a VIP lounge with almost like, you know, like that outdoor patio furniture, but like the really fancy stuff. You kind of chill out with your friends. You could do like 6 to 8 people there and just chill on the outdoor patio with the lights over top and the fresh air and try out what they have at Unidad. We're going to hang out there, I think, with whoever's out there during the 1 year anniversary. Remember, that is this Thursday, July the 18th, the 1 year anniversary. Special menu, cocktails, complimentary beer mezcal samplings, and live music. You don't know what mezcal is? That's tequila. It's a smoky tequila. It's really good. And remember, of course, Unidad does like happy hour all the time, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, 2 to 5 p.m. with a special menu during those hours and the regular menu kicking off at 4:45 in the evening, going on throughout the night. And it changes constantly, which is what makes it really cool. I'm going to tell you something. My guy Sal over there, I was over there just this past week. They're preparing for this 1 year anniversary. The food is going to be spectacular. The entertainment is going to be amazing. It's going to probably be a beautiful night in Evergreen Park on Thursday night, and the EP podcast is going to be there. So come out and join us. It's going to be an absolute blast. It kicks off at 5 p.m. Thursday, July the 18th, and goes throughout the entire evening. The 1 year anniversary of Unidad, a Latin kitchen and bar in the heart of Evergreen Park at 3339 West 95th Street. We will see you there this Thursday.
When you grab a hold of me, tell me that I'll never be set free. Well, I'm a parasite. Creep and crawl, I step into the night. 2 pints of booze. Tell me, are you a bad fish? Are you a bad fish too? Ain't got no money to spare. I hope tonight will never. Lord knows I'm weak. Won't somebody get me off of this?
Nicki Seidl is one of my favorite people to have down here. She shows up in my basement. She's always cheery. She has the same first name, technically, as my littlest. So he gets all excited. He's like, hi, Nicki. And she's like, hi, Nicki. And they both giggle with each other. It's hysterical. How are you, Nicki?
I am good. Thank you for having me back in your basement.
Well, thank you for coming down here. So, Chamber of Commerce. Mm-hmm. You're in charge of that. You're in charge of the library. You're in charge of Chamber of Commerce. You're basically the queen of Evergreen Park. Tell me what's going on, because I know that there's a few things coming up. One thing that I know I can't make because it falls right on my wife's birthday. And I was like, next year, you have to move your birthday, I told her, if this is not the same thing, which is the golf outing that's coming
right.
up.
Well, it's not always on August 2nd. So.
Okay, good. Because it fell on her birthday. And it's like the one thing I'm not allowed to do.
Of course not.
Is like do anything on her birthday. She doesn't care if I do. We did an event on one of my kids' birthdays already where I was live at one of the places in Evergreen Park for a show. She didn't care about that. She's like, go, make some money. I'm like, hey, I'd like to go to the Chamber of Commerce thing and kind of say hi to people. She's like, nope. Okay, so tell me all about it.
Okay, so the Chamber of Commerce has one fundraiser a year. It's an annual golf outing, and we always have it at the Fountain Hills Golf Course in Alsip. And it's a shotgun start at 1 o'clock. Registration's at noon. Right now, we're in the process of encouraging people, hole sponsorships, golfers. It's really a nice event because it's a beautiful course. It's very scenic. You don't have to be a great golfer, so it's more because it's your best ball or whatever. So I'm not even a golfer.
It's best ball. See, best balls are the best tournaments.
It is.
Take it from somebody who stinks at golfing.
Yeah.
Okay, and best ball's my favorite because all you have to do is have one or two good shots, and the rest of your group is like, hey,
yeah,
we all did it together, and I'm like, yeah, we did.
And they make a big deal when you do get one good one, you know.
Right.
So it gives you an opportunity to just talk to people. And then everybody gathers at after golf, and we have some cocktails. There's barbecue. And so you can either come for golf, or you can come for golf and barbecue, or just for barbecue. I mean, there's like myriad ways to participate. But the whole idea is to just get out and talk with people in business. And the public is also welcome to attend. We have 4 women that come every year that aren't business owners, but they just think it's a fun event. So they come and they golf, and like I said, it's just an opportunity to, as either business owners or neighbors, to talk to each other and connect.
And just kind of hang out and have a good time. Exactly.
Yeah, in a very casual, low-key outing.
So I noticed something when you sent it out. Correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I kind of got the impression, because I've never been to one of these before, that the Chamber of Commerce is like, if you want to be at a hole, like if you're a business. So do those businesses, it almost gave me the impression that like, if I didn't have my wife's birthday, that's messing up everything for me, so I can't go to this. If I didn't have that, I could like be at like the 6th hole, and as a business could be giving something away. Correct. Or, so there's like stuff at every hole for you to do. So it's golf, and there might be some fun things at different holes.
Right. So every business that purchases a hole sponsor has the opportunity to set up. So you can, for example, Corner Bakery is going to be handing out lemonade and cookies. So that's one thing that you can do. Other businesses are just setting up a table, and sometimes they have like a little contest where then you win their logo branded merchandise, or it's kind of like an extra added fun, but it's an opportunity for businesses to promote their business as well.
Right.
It's $125 to sponsor a hole, so it's not a whole lot of money. Golf and barbecue is $65. So it's not.
No, it seems like this is kind of a fun day.
It's a very reasonable way.
It seems like a very fun day. Look, as somebody, I've had it, and you've even told me it, but I've had other people tell me it before. As somebody, and I know that this Chamber of Commerce is all about helping the businesses in Evergreen Park, okay? I interact with a lot of the businesses in Evergreen Park myself. I'll tell you this right now, from a business perspective, this is one of those things that hurts me I can't go to. Because the possibility of sitting out at some place and interacting with people as they come up to the hole, and like handing out the EP podcast koozies, and the keychains and everything else like that. When I first read it, I was like, yes. And then I looked at the date and I was like, oh. And I had tried to talk to her like several times. I even took her to Cooper's Hawk, got her a lot of glasses of wine. The answer was still no. So like I'm stuck. But I think if there's a business out there this is probably a good idea to go and do it. And if you're somebody who just likes golf or is looking for a good time on that day, looking for something unique to go and do, it sounds like it's a lot of fun. And again, next year cannot be on August 2nd,
No.
Nicki. I'm just
Odds are
any
it
other
won't
day.
be. Odds are it won't be. Last year it was August 3rd.
Okay.
So,
well, the way the calendar moves, I would expect it to, like, it's that you're not going to have it on a Tuesday. So I'm going to get a few days in there or it won't land on August 2nd.
No, but and we don't take over the entire course, so it's an opportunity for business to maybe capture more.
Right, because you're getting other people that are just walking around.
Yeah, you're not just
as well.
marketing to your fellow business
Right,
owner.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Nicki Seidl, that is cool. There's one more thing, though, to Chamber of Commerce. We got on that so much, I was about to say that's it.
No.
But there's something else going on, so go ahead and give that to me.
So what we're running this year, and it's brand new, it's called Geocaching, and it's a geocaching contest that involves 13 businesses in Evergreen Park. So it's played with the GPS on your phone. So players can pick up a clue card for geocaching at any of the participating locations, including the Evergreen Park Public Library. And it's a clue card, and the clue card includes the geographic coordinates of the geocache that you find, okay, and a clue as to where you'll find it. And so you just follow the GPS coordinates you plug the GPS coordinates in your phone and follow them to the location. You find a little box that's called a geocache, and in the box is a logbook. You sign it, and it gives you the instructions on how to verify that you found it. And so you bring your clue card into that location, they sign off on it, and you get a little incentive.
It's a scavenger hunt.
It's a
scavenger hunt inside Evergreen Park.
Yeah.
Right, and I think what might frighten people is the idea of like, well, I don't put coordinates into my GPS all the time. I just say, take me to, so-and-so's house and punch in the address.
Right.
But it's not the most difficult thing. And when you show up for it, you guys have like a thing that explains how this all works. So it's not like you're just like, you show up and like, your first spot is this. And then somebody just looks at you like, dun, dun, dun.
I don't know how to do that.
That wouldn't work. Okay.
No. And there's also an app on geocaching.com that you can download that makes it a little bit easier. But, you can just use any GPS-enabled device. So we've had people participating. Once you visit all the locations, you bring your completed clue card to the Evergreen Park Library, and you're entered into a drawing for a $100 gift card for a chamber member business. So we're going to select somebody. It goes through August 3rd. So we'll be selecting someone probably a week later or something. But it's just it's a way to drive some foot traffic into our businesses during the summer months when it might be a little bit slow for some of them.
Well, I think it's a really cool idea. I know that I just spoke to the mayor a couple of weeks ago on one of the programs. You could tell how important local businesses and making sure that we're supporting and keeping the green and evergreen. This is also a wonderful idea because people get an opportunity to kind of have some fun, but also get to kind of like show up at some place that maybe they hadn't gone to before.
Yes.
And they kind of get to bounce around and see the things that are in evergreen. Trust me, when you go take a walk down 95th Street alone or up and down Kedzie, as I do, because I had to meet these people for them to start to advertise on my show, you find a lot of places you didn't even know existed.
Exactly.
That's the really interesting thing. Like, you think you know every place is in Evergreen till you walk up the street and go, what is this place and what do they do?
Exactly.
And it's really kind of a neat thing. I mean, I think that over the last couple of weeks with the parade and Day in the Park and stuff like that, it's probably been like people have like other things on their list in Evergreen to do. This is kind of a good way to continue your summer out with the geocache thing.
And it's a great family activity. You can do it with kids, and it's fun. It's fun.
Definitely run the energy out of them. Yeah. Make them go find things.
Right.
Tell your teenager that's always on the phone to actually put that phone to good use because you can't figure something out.
There you go.
Go do this. Oh, stupid dad.
But they'll find out that it's fun.
The world is fast and busy. Sometimes you got to get down to your speed. And the place to lower your speed and relax in Evergreen Park is at the Red Palm. Maybe your speed is wine on a Wednesday with your friends for Wine Down Wednesday. Maybe turtle races and Queen of Hearts on Thursday nights is more your speed. Each and every night, though, at the Red Palm, you get a little island attitude at a local latitude. When you walk into the Red Palm, it's like walking into an island bar, but right in Evergreen Park, with a menu like no other created by Chef Mario and cooked in a beautiful wood fire oven. Unique tastes, comfort foods, and honestly, the best wings you're gonna find anywhere. Have a tropical drink, a craft beer, a glass of wine, or share a bucket of lights with your friends. Watch the game on one of the many flat-screen TVs over the top of their bar or out on the patio. Get out this summer. The Red Palm at 3020 West 95th Street. Island attitude, local latitude. Hannah, this week I was invited to go out and visit the Evergreen Park Farmers Market. I've never hung out with farmers in Evergreen Park. They do it every Thursday out at Yukich in the parking lot. I took my little recorder. I headed over. I had produce and tamales on my mind. Check it out in this week's edition of Meet the Neighbors. What's your name?
Alfonso Porter.
Alfonso, are you a farmer?
I am.
You are. Where's your farm at?
Eau Claire, Michigan.
Really? And so do you drive like to different farmers markets? You just hit this one every once in a while?
So I do 3 a week. On Thursdays I'm in Evergreen, Fridays I'm in Schaumburg, and Saturdays I'm in Oak Park.
Same thing every time? Or?
No, everything that we grow, so it's in season. I'm primarily a fruit farm, so I grow peaches, plums, raspberries, blueberries, blackberries, tayberries, sour cherries, sweet cherries, reindeer cherries, asparagus, tomatoes. I grow a lot.
You got beautiful stuff out here, first of all.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
It really looks really nice. So
we also grow 74 different varieties of apples. So
you get up early, you drive all the way from Michigan, you come to this farmer's market each and every week?
Every week, every Thursday.
Week. If somebody's looking for you and they come out to the farmer's market in a future week, how do they find, are you in the same spot all the time?
Same spot every Thursday right here in Evergreen Park from 7 to 1.
And you're a Sox fan, it looks like.
I am.
From Michigan.
I am.
Awesome.
Get a lot of crap.
What's your name, man?
James Dotson.
James Dotson. And it's Dotson's farm?
Yep.
Where are you guys located?
Beecher, Illinois.
Where's Beecher?
About an hour south.
So an hour south. You come up here every single Thursday to Evergreen Park?
Every Thursday from 7 to 1.
From 7 to 1. Now, what do you guys have on your farm?
We do all the
vegetables. You're doing everything.
Yeah, we do all the vegetables, like tomatoes, the corn, the watermelons, the melons, all that stuff, yeah. Like peppers, zucchini.
So how does it work? Tell a non-farmer city boy like myself, okay? How does this work? So you harvest like some stuff like weekly, like you go out and you just pull whatever you need to pull out of the ground that you're going to sell that week?
Yep.
So it's that fresh?
Yep.
That is awesome.
Yep.
How early in the morning you got to get up to get here to Evergreen and start selling?
We wake up at 4:30.
Oh my God.
Yep.
That's crazy. How many Red Bulls have you had today?
None.
Hi, what's your name?
Marcella Villa.
Marcella, are you a farmer?
I'm not a farmer, but I am a processor. We do process our own nuts and snacks.
You don't grow them, but then you take them and you do interesting things with them. Tell me what you do.
We honey coat them with sesame, or we do butter toffee pecans, or with coconut, or honey glazed. We do the pecans, the almonds, the peanuts, all kinds of nuts.
And are you guys here every single week at the farmer's market?
God willing, yes.
How many farmers markets do you do? Just one, or is this like every day you're in a different spot?
Actually, we're in the market 4 days out of the week.
Wow. But it's nice because you get outside, right?
We do. We sell outside, we interact with people, and it's just great.
Is there any trading in the farmer's market? Like, do you guys walk over and be like, hey, can I get some radishes from somebody and I'll give you some pecans?
Actually, we have done that, yes.
Yeah?
Yes, we have people that says, you know what, I'll give you some berries and you give me an ice cream or this, a pound of nuts, and we do.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. I love it. This is fun. Villa's Nuts and Candies. Thank you very much, Marcella.
Thank you.
What's your name, sir?
Aiden Thompson.
Aiden, you have the most interesting booth here. It is tiny compared to some of the other ones, but it has maybe something I don't normally see. Is this raw honey?
It's raw local honey. We have 250 colonies on the south side of Chicago.
You have bee colonies on the south side of Chicago.
Yep.
Where?
Everywhere from Morgan Park to Pullman to 87th and South Shore Drive, and some on the Marriott Hotel, and we actually have a few out at Morton Arboretum.
So you guys sell this fresh honey. And are they different in some way? Like, do you do any? Is it all exactly the same? Because it looks like you got like different groups here. It's a different taste.
No, not different tastes, just different sizes. It's local and fresh, so you're only going to get what's local to our area.
Do you harvest the honey yourself?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. How many times have you been stung?
Probably about 500 times a year.
Totally worth it.
Absolutely.
What's your name?
Kevin.
Kevin, what's the name of your farm?
Calbro Farms.
Where is Calbro?
DeMott in Lowell, Indiana.
So are you guys here every Thursday?
Yeah, every Thursday.
And what do you guys offer? What do you you bring like whatever's
down
fresh?
with flowers now, and then we switching over to produce now, and then we got mums and fall decor in the fall.
He is the closest thing to the Evergreen Park Fire Department. That right at the end of the lot. Come down and see him. He's got 2 farms, so it must be good. Thanks a lot.
All right, take care.
Finally made it to the thing that all my friends tell me I have to get to. We are at the tamale stand. You don't realize. Yeah, you have no idea how famous you are. I've had so many people tell me if you're going to the farmers market, go get a tamale. What's the name of the restaurant?
El Coyote Mexican Restaurant.
And are you guys here all the time?
We're here every Thursday. Yep.
I didn't even ask your name. I'm so rude. What's your name?
Lourdes.
Otherwise, I was just gonna go with like tamale lady.
Okay.
Okay, so how many of these do you think you go through? I mean, you must do pretty well at this at the farmers market to be back every week. How many things do you go through, and is it just tamales, or what else do you guys offer?
We also have tacos and breakfast tacos. So since we get here so early, we have people could come out and have breakfast out here. We also sell the Mexican corn in a cup, the elote, which is with mayo and butter and cheese and the cayenne pepper. You mix it all up. It's really good. So,
wow, you're making me hungry. Yeah. Do you ever barter? I've heard that some bartering happens here with some of the farmers. It's like you give me some tomatoes, I'll give you some tamales.
Yeah. Sometimes it happens that way.
I love that you guys are like doing it.
Farmers happy.
Yeah.
What's
great is that you have the ingredients for a lot of stuff just sitting right here.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We can't run out of that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Have a good one.
All right, Beth's from OCS. Which I don't even know. What does OCS stand for?
Office of Citizen Services.
And you get the cool job of sitting out here and hanging at the farmer's market in the beautiful sunshine.
Yes.
Oh, man, I want your job. Your job's awesome. Tell me a little bit about when does this open? When does it close? How long is it going to run for? It's on every Thursday, right?
Well, this is our 15th season at the farmer's market, and the farmer's market opens the first week of May and goes till the last Thursday in October, and we're here from 7 o'clock in the morning till 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
That's awesome. And is there like a website that OCS has that like people can maybe look up more information?
They can always check the Village website. Our newsletter is posted on the Village website under OCS.
Good job, Beth. It wasn't that hard, was it?
No.
I don't even know how to bring this up because I don't want to upset anybody.
Oh, no.
But at the parade last week, there was just a hysterical exchange between me and somebody, I guess you would call them a public figure.
Okay.
I don't even know this public figure's name, actually. And I feel like a jerk saying it that way, but I just don't. Because what happened was that Evergreen Park was nice enough to allow me to come and go to the parade, right? And they're like, we'll let you set up at the observation stand.
Right.
So I'm right at 95th and Utica. And I said, which side do you want me on? Like I was just thankful they put me there. You see what I'm saying? Very supportive. The Sextons have been extremely supportive. Glenn Panuski over there has been very supportive. The Duffys have been very supportive. All the village trustees have been very supportive. Norm Anderson and Mark Marzullo, 2 village trustees, they showed up on the show. Marzullo's actually been on the show 2 weeks in a row. This is the first time in 3 weeks that he's not been on the program unless he comes running through my basement door. Which is funny because I just met him a couple weeks ago and now I run into him all the time, okay? And all these people being very nice about us being at the parade, and I really appreciate it. And I didn't care where they put me. Like I was like, hey, where do you want to put me? You want to put me like a block away? No, we'll put you right back next to the observation stand. Great. That way you can interview people. Awesome. That was the suggestion of the village. And I said, hey, can I put a tent up in case it rains or if something happens because I have all this electronic equipment?
Right.
Of course you can put a tent up. All right, cool. I really appreciate it. So I show up, I get a phone call at like 6 o'clock in the morning from one of the guys out there. Hey, we got you all set up. There's a table that marks where you're at. Thank you. I get an email that tells me what side of the stand I'm supposed to be on. Thank you. I went and I'm sitting out there reading the email, making sure I'm in the right spot. I don't want to make anybody angry with me. So I'm in the right spot. I put the tent up. My daughter's helping me. I put up the 10 by 10 tent. I got the EP podcast banner out there, which was awesome. I mean, as soon as I knew I could set up at 11 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, free advertising on 95th Street while traffic goes by all day long. And I put the big 10-foot banner out there on 95th Street over the tent. So I get to the Red Palm because they're having the pre-party. And I'm hanging out. All the big wigs are in there. They have all all the people that are like, work for the village. It's like their big party beforehand. They have a big party there. It's like a private party, food, drinks. They invited me to come over, which is very nice of them to do. And I'm hanging out and talking to people. I'm setting up interviews like what we're going to do during the parade. So I walk out with all my equipment and I'm setting it all up. And I'm almost done setting it up. And this lady comes up to me and goes, "Who are you?" Now she's got like a stack full of papers.
Okay.
And I go, "I'm the podcast guy." "Why are you here?" Now, think about this.
Ask her who she was.
I've been planning this now for a couple of weeks, and these are the first 2 sentences that have been given to me in this conversation. And I'm just looking at her like, the village? Village said I could be here? I start naming off names. And she goes, "Why do you have a tent?"
Because I brought it.
I still don't know who she is. I'm like, because they told me I could have a tent. I've never met this person in my life. Just all these questions. And she goes, well, I do the interviews at the parade. I still have no idea who this woman is. It turns out they have a YouTube video, and you can find it, where I guess they have this lady who sits there and announces the parade on a loudspeaker. She was doing it.
Okay.
They had her table set up on the other side of the observation booth.
Okay.
In fact, she got to see people before I got to see people. So she got the primo spot. She didn't have a tent. Now, it wasn't raining, but I had the tent with all the equipment.
Well, you have to be prepared.
She had her one single microphone, and obviously she walked up and she was like, whoa, this guy looks bigger than me. It was weird. It was like such a weird
so
scene.
she had no authority.
Yeah, and I'm like, look, I'm really sorry that my table's bigger and I have a tent.
And a sign.
And a sign. Because I prepare. I was giving out the koozies.
It's your own stuff.
Right. I was giving out the EP podcast koozies. I was giving out the keychains. I was giving out free stuff to people, everything like that. She had a bunch of papers and a microphone that was set up for her and a couple of speakers. So I go, okay, I'm really sorry. She goes, well, can I do it with you? Now, I don't know this person, right? I mean, I'm not just going to put a stranger who started off a conversation like that on the show. Am I crazy, Hannah?
No.
I would never. Would you do that?
No.
No, I'm not going to put it. I'm not doing that.
No.
I don't know what you're going to say. No, I've got an idea of what we're going to do. And I'm like, no, this is something really different. And I would just prefer to do this one on my own. And she goes, well, we're going to be interviewing the same people. And I said, don't worry about it. I'm sure there's plenty of people to talk to on this site. And I've got the mobile recorder. Like if you listen to the show, there's several times where I actually walk with people while they're marching because they don't want to stop and walk over.
Well, sure.
So I'm really prepared for this. Then she goes and she gets like her drink and she goes and places on the table. Like even though we had the conversation, she wasn't going to sit at my table under my tent. She was just going to move in. She puts her papers down and her stuff right next to one of the microphones.
That's
for the
your
podcast.
Table.
For the podcast and just walks away. And Erica's like, what are you going to do? I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I guess I'm just going to move her stuff over to her table for her.
Yeah.
So I picked up her stuff and I moved over to the table. So now I'm sitting down and the parade's about to start. She walks over and there's 2 speakers and the speakers were pointed towards the parade so people could hear it.
Sure.
And so across the street. She took the speaker that was pointed across the street and turned it into our tent and went down and started broadcasting with her speaker pointed directly at me. This seemed a little aggressive.
Yes.
See, I want her on the show now. I mean, Howard Stern had guys that he fought with, right? Mancow Muller fought with Howard Stern. Steve Dahl fought with guys on the air.
Everybody fights with everybody.
I need somebody to fight with. Maybe this is my person in local media to fight with.
There you go.
Like this will drag ratings up or something.
Yeah.
No, you know what? It won't do that. You want to know why? Because this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
Another show is wrapped up. Another show's in the books. Another show is wrapped up. And then by the looks, it's gonna be a good one. And we'll see you next week. And the nudist basement. And the nudist basement. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. And it's in the books. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. And by the looks, it's gonna be a good one. Nudist basement. Broadcast basement. The nudist basement. The broad basement. Slancha. That was like Dropkick Murphys or something, right? I felt like it.
The EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found. And always at the eppodcast.com.